8 species, 5 continents, millions of years of evolution. Some hunt seals on ice, others eat only bamboo. One weighs 1,500 pounds, another fits in your backpack. In this video, we explore the anatomy, intelligence, diet, habitat, and hunting strategies of all 8 bear species to understand what makes each one unique and why they evolved so differently despite sharing the same family tree. Grizzly bear. The grizzly bear is North America's inland apex predator, standing up to 8 feet tall and weighing between 400 and 800 pounds, with some individuals exceeding 1,000 pounds. Grizzlies dominate the forests and mountains of Alaska, Canada, and the northern United States. Their name comes from the grizzled, silver-tipped fur that gives them a frosted appearance. What makes grizzlies terrifying is their combination of size and speed. Those claws can reach 4 inches long, longer than human fingers, and they're designed for digging, not climbing like black bears. Despite weighing as much as a grand piano, grizzlies can sprint at 35 miles per hour, faster than any human has ever run. Their bite force measures around 1,200 psi, strong enough to crush a bowling ball. Grizzlies are omnivores with a 90% plant-based diet during most of the year. They dig for roots, eat berries, and consume massive amounts of moths in alpine meadows. But when salmon run in late summer, grizzlies transform into fishing machines, consuming up to 90 pounds of fish per day to build fat reserves for hibernation. They'll also hunt elk calves, moose, and even challenge wolves for carcasses. Intelligence-wise, grizzlies possess exceptional memory. They remember berry patches, salmon streams, and den locations across territories spanning hundreds of square miles. Mothers teach cubs for up to 3 years, passing down knowledge about food sources and danger zones. This cultural learning makes grizzlies one of the smartest land predators. Polar bear. If grizzlies are powerful, polar bears are overwhelming. The largest bear species and the largest land carnivore on Earth, male polar bears can reach 10 feet long and weigh up to 1,500 pounds. Females are smaller, around 500 to 700 pounds, but still massive compared to most predators. Polar bears evolved from grizzlies only 150,000 years ago, making them the newest bear species. They adapted to Arctic life by becoming almost entirely carnivorous, with seals making up 90% of their diet. Their white fur isn't actually white but transparent, and their skin underneath is black to absorb heat. A layer of blubber up to 4 inches thick insulates them in water that would kill a human in minutes. Hunting strategy separates polar bears from all other bears. They're ambush predators that wait motionless for hours beside seal breathing holes in the ice. When a seal surfaces, the bear strikes with explosive speed, using massive paws to drag 200-pound prey onto the ice. A single seal provides enough calories to sustain a polar bear for a week. But polar bears face an existential crisis. Arctic ice is melting earlier each spring and forming later each fall, shrinking their hunting season. Some populations have lost access to seals for months, forcing them to scavenge on land or even prey on caribou, behavior almost never seen before. Scientists estimate that without sea ice, polar bears could face extinction within this century, making them the most endangered bear species despite their power. Giant panda. The giant panda represents evolution's strangest experiment. Despite belonging to the order Carnivora and possessing the digestive system of a meat eater, pandas eat almost exclusively bamboo, consuming 26 to 84 pounds daily. This diet is so nutritionally poor that pandas must eat for 12 to 16 hours daily just to survive. Pandas evolved a false thumb, an extended wrist bone that allows them to grip bamboo stalks with precision. Plant material. Despite this specialization, pandas retain the short digestive tract of carnivores, meaning they only absorb about 17% of the nutrients from bamboo, making them one of the least efficient herbivores on Earth. Panda reproduction is equally bizarre. Females are fertile for only 24 to 72 hours per year, and cubs are born absurdly small, weighing just 3 to 5 ounces, about 1/900th the size of their mother. This is the smallest baby-to-mother size ratio of any placental mammal. Cubs are born blind, hairless, and completely helpless, requiring months of intensive care. Once critically endangered with fewer than 1,000 individuals in the wild, pandas have rebounded to around 1,800 thanks to massive conservation efforts in China. They're now classified as vulnerable rather than endangered, representing one conservation's rare success stories. Sun bear. The sun bear is the smallest bear species, weighing only 60 to 150 pounds, about the size of a large dog. Found in the tropical forests of Southeast Asia, sun bears are named for the golden or white crescent-shaped patch on their chest that resembles a rising sun. What sun bears lack in size, they compensate with specialization. Their tongue can extend up to 10 inches, the longest of any bear, allowing them to extract honey, insects, and larvae from deep inside tree hollows and termite mounds. Their claws are sickle-shaped and razor-sharp, perfect for climbing and tearing open bark. Sun bears are primarily frugivorous, eating figs, berries, and other tropical fruits, but they're opportunistic and will consume insects, small vertebrates, and bird eggs. They're excellent climbers, spending much of their time in trees, and they're one of the few bear species that doesn't hibernate because tropical environments provide year-round food. Sadly, sun bears are vulnerable to extinction due to habitat loss and poaching. Palm oil plantations have destroyed vast areas of Southeast Asian rainforest, and sun bears are hunted for traditional medicine and the illegal pet trade. Population estimates are uncertain, but numbers are declining across their range. American black bear is the most common and adaptable bear species in North America, with populations around 900,000 individuals. Despite the name, black bears come in many colors, including black, brown, cinnamon, blonde, and even white in a rare subspecies called the Kermode or spirit bear. Black bears are smaller than grizzlies, typically weighing 200 to 600 pounds, and they're distinguished by their straight facial profile, smaller shoulder hump, and curved claws designed for climbing rather than digging.
While grizzlies dig for food, black bears climb trees to escape danger, find food, and even sleep in high branches. Intelligence and adaptability define black bears. They've learned to exploit human food sources, breaking into cars, opening coolers, and even turning door handles. Studies show black bears can remember food locations for years and can count, recognize patterns, and solve complex problems. This intelligence makes them both successful survivors and frequent sources of human-wildlife conflict. Black bears hibernate for up to 7 months in northern regions, during which time females give birth to cubs weighing less than a pound. Remarkably, hibernating bears don't eat, drink, urinate, or defecate for months, recycling their own waste products and losing up to 30% of their body weight while maintaining muscle mass, a feat that fascinates medical researchers studying muscle atrophy and kidney disease. Sloth bear. The sloth bear found across the Indian subcontinent is one of the strangest-looking bears, with shaggy black fur, a white V-shaped chest mark, and an elongated snout that looks almost like an anteater's. Weighing 200 to 300 pounds, they're medium-sized but possess disproportionately long claws, up to 3 inches, used for digging and climbing. Sloth bears are insectivores, specializing in termites and ants. They've evolved a unique feeding method. They close their nostrils, form their lips into a tube, and create a vacuum to suck insects from mounds and logs. The sound can be heard from hundreds of feet away, a loud slurping noise that's unmistakable in the forest. Despite their diet, sloth bears are notoriously aggressive and unpredictable. They have poor eyesight and hearing, so they're easily startled, and when threatened, they attack with ferocity. In India, sloth bears cause more human injuries than tigers or leopards, not because they're more dangerous, but because encounters are more common and the bear's defensive response is immediate and violent. Uniquely among bears, sloth bear mothers carry cubs on their backs for months, allowing them to travel quickly through dangerous territory. This behavior is seen in no other bear species and may have evolved as protection against tigers and leopards that prey on bear cubs. Spectacled bear. The spectacled bear is South America's only bear species, living in the Andes Mountains from Venezuela to Bolivia. Named for the distinctive cream-colored rings around their eyes that resemble glasses, they're medium-sized bears weighing 200 to 340 pounds. Spectacled bears are the most herbivorous bears after pandas, with plants making up 95% of their diet. They're excellent climbers, building platforms in trees where they eat, sleep, and rest. Unlike northern bears, they don't hibernate because their tropical mountain habitat provides year-round food. Moon bear, or Asiatic black bear. The moon bear, or Asiatic black bear, ranges across Asia from Iran to Japan. They're named for the white or cream-colored crescent on their chest. Weighing 200 to 440 pounds, they're similar in size to American black bears, but more aggressive. Tragically, moon bears are farmed for bile used in traditional medicine, with thousands kept in tiny cages. This practice, though illegal in many countries, continues, making moon bears one of the most exploited bear species. And so we see that bears aren't a single story, but 8 different evolutionary experiments. From polar bears that hunt on ice to pandas that eat bamboo in mountains, from sun bears climbing tropical trees to grizzlies fishing in Alaskan rivers, each species represents millions of years of adaptation to specific environments and food sources. What unites them is intelligence, adaptability, and the ability to survive in some of Earth's harshest environments. But what threatens them is also universal: habitat loss, climate change, and human conflict. Polar bears face melting ice, sun bears lose rainforests, moon bears suffer in bile farms, pandas cling to bamboo forests. Understanding these 8 species isn't just about appreciating nature's diversity, it's about recognizing that each bear represents an irreplaceable branch of the tree of life, and losing any of them would diminish the planet forever. But these 8 species aren't the only bears that ever existed. During the Ice Age, the cave bear roamed Europe, standing 12 feet tall and weighing over 2,000 pounds, larger than any modern bear. The short-faced bear of North America was even more massive, possibly the largest land predator ever to exist. Scientists have identified over 40 extinct bear species, each adapted to environments that no longer exist. Some were pure carnivores, others were specialized herbivores, and in caves across Europe and Asia, their bones tell stories of a world where bears were even more diverse than today, proving that the 8 species alive now are only survivors of a much larger evolutionary experiment. If you want to see what happens when scientists try to bring extinct creatures back to life, check out the video on why we should never revive ancient animals, where genetic engineering meets prehistoric nightmares. Click the link now.